Winter Swans by Owen Sheers was published in the collection Sheers Hill in 2005. Sheers Hill is situated in the Black Mountains in the easternmost part of the Brecon Beacons National Park, just 4 miles north of Sheers' hometown of Abergavenny. Skirrid is a Welsh word which can be translated as both shattered and separated, and appropriately, the collection explores themes of loss, disconnection, and personal reflection, with many of the poems dealing with fractured relationships, both romantic and familial. The poem describes the speaker and his partner taking a rare opportunity during a break in 2 days of relentless rain to go for a walk around a lake. Their relationship appears strained, likely due to ongoing arguments, and this tension is reflected in their silence as they walk. The stillness between them is broken when they witness 2 swans tipping in the water, ducking down with their heads submerged. This simple, graceful moment of nature, and the realization that swans mate for life, trigger a shift in the atmosphere between the couple, marking the beginning of a tentative reconciliation. The swans' synchronized movement, as they right themselves after a moment of being turned upside down, serves as a subtle but powerful catalyst for the healing of the speaker and his partner's strained connection. The poem is made up of 6 3-line stanzas and a final 2-line stanza. The use of free verse means there is no fixed rhyme scheme or metre, reflecting the natural rhythms of thought and speech, as well as the unpredictability of relationships. Sheers does, however, incorporate internal rhyme, e.g. sand and hands, assonance, e.g. all and walk, and sibilance, e.g. slow stepping in the lake's shingle and sand, which lend the poem a quiet musicality and a sense of cohesion. The poem only comprises 4 sentences in total. The use of extensive enjambment across stanza breaks, such as between stanzas 3 and 4, and between stanzas 6 and 7, as well as across line breaks in most stanzas, as well as frequent caesura, not only rhythmically drives the poem forward to evoke the turmoil of the speaker's emotions, but also creates a work that is visually very fractured and fragmented. This tension between the rhythmic and visual qualities of the poem seems to reflect the tension in a relationship that is on the verge of disintegration. Sheers' diction is largely simple and naturalistic, reinforcing the realism of the moment. However, moments of heightened poetic language add emotional weight, such as the imagery of the swans tipping in the water, which serves as a metaphor for the tentative restoration of harmony. The choice of verbs is particularly evocative, with words like slow stepping suggesting a cautious, measured movement, which is simultaneously literal and metaphorical. Sheers uses observations of nature to explore his relationship with his partner rather than talking about the relationship directly. This is perhaps a way of enabling him to explore sensitive, emotional topics through the projection of these onto something else external. Pronoun use is significant. Despite the underlying tension, the speaker consistently refers to the couple with plural pronouns, us, we, and our. Even in moments of distance, such as when they are described as silent and apart, the language suggests an enduring connection. This choice reinforces the idea that while the relationship is strained, it is not yet broken beyond repair. The title, Winter Swans, is significant on multiple levels. Literally, it refers to the swans the couple observes during winter, grounding the poem in a specific setting. However, the use of winter as an adjective suggests a metaphorical winter in the couple's relationship, a period of emotional coldness, distance, or hardship. Winter is often associated with bleakness and endings, reflecting the tension between them. Yet, as a transitional season, it also hints at the possibility of renewal. This foreshadows the couple's reconciliation, reinforced by the image of the swans, symbols of endurance and lasting love, even through difficult times. The poem begins, "The clouds had given their all, 2 days of rain and then a break in which we walked." If someone gives their all, it means that they've put their utmost energy, effort, time, or resources into an activity. The personification of the clouds here is a subtle indication that the speaker is employing pathetic fallacy. We will see that he wishes us to understand the turbulent weather as a proxy for the state of his relationship with his partner. Literally, therefore, it has rained non-stop for 2 days, until it appears that the clouds have exhausted themselves and there is none left. Metaphorically, we can infer that the couple are going through a stormy time in their relationship. They have perhaps argued and cried for 2 days until they have stopped because they are emotionally drained. They take advantage of this break in the weather to take a walk around a nearby lake. The ground beneath their feet is waterlogged. The fact that it is soaked so much that it cannot seem to take any more is perhaps an indication of the amount of tears that have been shed and the depth of feeling involved in the lovers' argument. It also gives a feeling of stasis, as the water, perhaps symbolising the ill feeling between the pair, refuses to drain away, and the relationship is momentarily suspended. The onomatopoeic personification employed in the image of it gulping for breath as it sucks at their feet perhaps evokes the aftermath of a fit of crying, or even symbolises the way in which the relationship is in danger of being suffocated by their rows. The enjambment that extends over 3 lines here enhances this idea, as the lines move relentlessly forward without giving the reader the chance to take a breath. The ground that they are walking on, both literally and metaphorically, is unstable. The couple are skirting the lake in much the same way as they are skirting around or avoiding perhaps the problem in their relationship by not talking. They are silent and apart. They do not seem to have any connection on either an emotional or a physical level. The prevalence of guttural k and g sounds in the first couple of stanzas uses these harsh sounds to convey this tension in the relationship. What brings both the couple and the first sentence to a halt is the appearance of a pair of swans. Until the swans came and stopped us with a show of tipping in unison on the dark lake. Swans and other waterfowl tip or submerge themselves headfirst in the water in order to forage for food. Note that they do this in unison or at the same time. Their tacit understanding of one another and the way this causes them to act in harmony, as though they are one, is a stark contrast to the speaker and his partner. The swans duck beneath the water as if rolling weights down their bodies to their heads. The verb rolling suggests fluidity and ease of movement, even though what they are carrying is heavy. This simile implies that the speaker perceives a parallel between their actions and the state of his own troubled relationship. The fact that the weight ends up in their heads suggests that the burden of their problems, their troubled emotions and their thoughts is metaphorically dragging them down to a dark place. The literal image of the swans with their tail feathers sticking up in the air as they halved themselves in the dark water perhaps symbolises the fractured nature of the couple's relationship and their feelings of incompleteness during this dark time. Note the use of enjambment across the stanza break here, which also visually cuts the image in half. The poet further describes the swans as icebergs of white feather, a metaphor which not only evokes an image of their backsides and white tail feathers serenely sticking up in the air as they dip headfirst into the water, but also suggests that there's a lot going on beneath the surface that cannot be seen. Perhaps the negative thoughts and resentments at the root of the problems between the couple. The poet describes the swans' return to the surface, however, using the simile like boats righting in rough weather. Boats have stable bases, which mean that they can survive a storm. Similarly, the stability that underpins the couple's relationship will ensure that they survive this stormy period. The speaker's partner is the one to break the silence with the first and only words that are spoken. They mate for life. Although on the surface this is a throwaway comment about swans being monogamous, this simple statement is significant as it indicates a breakthrough. Not only has the silence between the pair been broken, but the partner's comment is perhaps a tentative overture to the speaker, as she hints that she is not prepared to throw in the towel just yet. As the swans depart, the poet uses the metaphor porcelain over the stilling water. The image evoked is one of beauty and strength, yet delicacy and fragility, with a need for protection. The water is stilling or calming, and there is a feeling that the storm in the relationship is also calming. The swans have distracted them and brought them out of their brooding introspection. These creatures have made them reflect on their own behaviour and reminds both the speaker and his partner of the commitment they have made to one another. The swans may dip beneath the water into the darkness, but it is only momentary. They are soon able to right themselves and continue on their way. The fact that the speaker didn't reply suggests his unwillingness at this point to fully engage with the subtext of his partner's comment. The way in which we moved on through the afternoon light, however, suggests hope for the future, as there is an implication that the clouds have cleared and the sun is shining. This optimism remains cautious, though, as they slow step in the lake's shingle and sand. The sibilance present in this image implies a softening and a returning to harmony. Although their walking is still precarious, and these are tentative small steps, they are now on solid, drier ground. Unconsciously, the couple find that they are holding hands. The choice of the adverb somehow suggests a sense of inevitability or unconscious reconciliation, as if their hands have found each other without effort, mirroring the natural instinct of the swan's graceful movements. The metaphor swum the distance between us, reminding us of the swans once more, indicates that both their literal physical distance and their metaphorical emotional distance have been overcome. As they make physical contact, they also make emotional contact. There's a feeling that the love that they hold for each other is an irresistible force which cannot keep them apart for long. The poem ends with a two-line stanza which suggests resolution. They are now a reconciled pair. Whilst the parallel of the couple with the swans has only been implicit up to this point, the poet now links them explicitly using the simile, like a pair of wings settling after flight. Essentially, wings come in pairs. They are always connected and are only apart temporarily. There's a sense that the poet now feels more comfortable making direct observations about their relationship now that they are reconciled. By the end of Winter Swans, Sheers suggests that, like the swans, the couple's relationship is resilient. Though tested by turbulence, its foundation remains strong. Through simple yet evocative imagery and carefully crafted structure, the poem captures the complexities of love, its struggles, its silences, and its quiet, tentative moments of renewal. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments section below, and I'll do my best to answer them. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos on English language topics and exam techniques and English literature texts.